Hey guys, Tinker Tailor here today, bringing you the next Pokemon build series video. So today we are working on Kakuna, and Kakuna is a bug poison type Pokemon. It evolves from Weedle and eventually evolves into Beedrill. I say eventually, it's level 10 that it does, so yeah, not that far. Seeing though is max level 100, I think. That's pretty soon on. And Kakuna looks like a cocoon, basically. Um, that's that's it. It just looks like a little cocoon. I don't think it's really an attacky type one. I think its moves are more um I don't even know where if it has moves in here. It's more defense, yeah. Its base stats got high defense. Because yeah, it is a little cocoon and yes, it knows harden and that's it. From what I can see, which is basically just protecting and raising its stats. It's what do you call it? Like it's defensive stats. So it's harder to attack. Like you can't attack at all. It just chills out there and goes, "Hello, I am a Pokemon," and that's it. But once you do evolve it up, Beedrill, I'm pretty sure is actually. You know what? I don't know much about Beedrill. I guess we'll find out tomorrow. Well, for me, it's today since I'm recording a bunch of videos all at once. I'm not gonna lie, this video is due tomorrow. I've had it edited. I still can't say that. I've had it edited and ready to voice for like a week now, I think. Maybe a little bit less than a week. Um, but yeah, today I'm gonna mass voice a bunch of videos and then mass upload. Which I know I talked about recently in one of the recent videos. Doing like one video a day, but I took a couple days off because I just wasn't feeling 100%. Normally I'm pretty good. Normally I can get up and get a lot of things done and whatever, but I've been feeling a bit off recently and it kind of really sucks. So yeah, again, took a couple of days off here and there to do basically nothing. I did manage to get one build done, which was one of the Pokemon builds, and I started on a shell challenge. Now, I'm not sure how or when I'm going to share the shell challenge because it isn't a part of this build series, but I mean, I could just hold on to it until this series is done and share it, but that's a long time away. That's a very long time away. So, yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that or what I'm gonna do. But you know, it's definitely something I will keep and show at some point. Hopefully. Um, I don't know. It's just a fun shell challenge by Fresh Pick. I love all of Fresh Pick's shells. It makes them sometimes really hard, and it really makes me think outside of the box, and I kind of really love it. And at the moment, if you're interested, Freshie still does have his shell up. It His name on the gallery is Fresh Pick, but don't use an E. There's no E in Fresh. Um, and I don't know, it's a really interesting shape, and I'm gonna have a lot of fun trying to make it work. I've had a lot of different ideas, but because I don't know how to make certain things happen, like landscaping, and I have to be on a really big lot for this certain landscaping idea to work, it's yeah, I just don't think I can force it to work, and I don't want to force it, and I don't want to do a really big lot because that means doing lots of landscaping, and I can't landscape to save my life. So I think I've put it on a smaller lot and just kind of given up. Not given up, but changed my idea drastically. Um, but I really wish I could do this really big, cool idea that I have, and I don't know if I can. Again, I would have to put it on a really big lot, and I just don't know if it's worth doing that. So yeah, we're just gonna deal with the little lots. And again, sometimes I pick really big lots and it's overwhelming and it's too much. Um, so yeah, we're gonna definitely pick some smaller builds, smaller lots from now on. It's just, I get so much more done if I do. I was struggling with the last build I did, which was Vero, I think, about whether or not I should do this or that or whatever. And I ended up picking a bigger lot, and I'm kind of glad I did because the idea I had wouldn't have fit on the smaller lot that I was going to pick. I'm not going to spoil what it is because I don't know, interesting and fun. I again, I'm not going to talk too much on it because when we get to that build, I'll obviously talk about it. Um, but yeah, I don't know, I had a lot of fun building that, and I don't know why I procrastinated it so much. But yeah, at the moment we are building a farm. It's supposed to be sort of like an isolationist off the grid farm, but it kind of turned more into just like a little happy-go-lucky farm. It was kind of just like a cute little farmy farm. And I sometimes I do have ideas and I'll write it down and then I'll just completely completely pick something different. Like I can't really think of anything. Maybe Pidgeot? Did I change Pidgeot? I don't know. I'll figure it out when I get there. That's the problem with doing so many builds. You kind of forget what you're doing and where you do it and how many things are done and what isn't done. But that's why I have a good little spreadsheet going on. And yeah, I don't know. It's the progress that I can see in it is making me really happy. It does look like I've barely dented it, but at the same time, I've definitely made a big dent in terms of what I need to do this month, which is exciting. And then, yeah, once I finish this month's build, I will be working on next month's, which are already half done. And then when I finish those, I'll start on March, which will probably be when I'm in February already, but you know, that's still ahead. I think the goal is to for the next 6 months just try and get as far ahead as possible and yeah just work my way through this and that and the other because I really enjoy doing these builds and getting them done and working my little behind off. But that's because in 6 months time one of my friends should be graduating. I say should be, I'm sure she will, because I need to go on a little trip to go visit her for her graduation, and I'm very excited for that. And then yeah, I think it's like 6 months after that I have another one, and they're not long trips. I'm probably gonna only be gone for 3 days maybe, um, well 2 half travel days and 1 whole day gone. But if I get far enough ahead, I might take a full week off because again, last time I went, it just wasn't long enough, and I was really disappointed by that. So yeah, I think I might go for a bit longer and just rest and relax and have some fun. It'll be cold in 6 months, which is kind of not great because I don't do well with the cold. I mean, it'll be cold where I am now in 6 months and I'll still have the same problem. But there's still a bunch of things that we absolutely could do. Meet up as a group and go out and have dinner and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, just go out and explore and see things because obviously things change over time. Like when I lived there 14 months ago, nearly, well, I'd say 15 months ago now, there was a certain thing being built and it hadn't been finished. And when I got there, it was semi open to the public. So maybe in 6 months it'll be like majority open to the public, and then 12 months it'll actually be open. Um, and yeah, there's some other stuff that I know is changing and whatever. So yeah, there's definitely lots of things that I absolutely want to check out. I would love to go back and visit uni, go back and visit um the flat I used to live in because at least one of my friends still lives there. And I don't know, I miss my friends and I want to hang out with them more and see them more. But it's kind of hard to do that when they're so far away. But I might also do some mini day trips here and there to some other places because I have another friend who lives away but closer, and I could turn that into a day trip. And I know for sure I will be seeing them in 12 months, absolutely, because they are having a wedding, and I'm very, very, very keen to go to that. I don't know. It's so much fun and really heartwarming to see your friends and seeing them just blossom into these wonderful people. And sometimes I get really sad because I have missed a couple of things that I really wanted to be there for. Um, but yeah, this is definitely the year that I'm going to be making time and space for said friends because I can't not be there. I'm with uni and all this other stuff going on, like I couldn't make it to some things, and same with other people making it to some things of mine. And I think we're finally all getting to a point where we can find that time in the schedule and just catch up and see each other again. And it's gonna be really good to see these people again. Like the friend who is getting married, I don't think I've seen them in 2 years at least. Which is really sad because I used to see them almost every single day. So yeah, it's hard from going to seeing your friends every single day because even my friends from uni, like I lived with them, and then I went from seeing them every single day because I lived with them to not seeing them for 14 months straight. That was really hard. Um, and there are things we used to do together as a group. We used to have like a pizza nights together where we would actually make our own pizzas. Not the dough, but we would make our own, like, put the toppings on the pizza and make it ourselves and just sit around and chat. And it's stuff like that. Like, I have not done that in so long that I think when I go back to visit, I'm going to um definitely see if we can do a homemade pizza night again together because I think that would just make my whole year just to be able to do something simple like that with my friends again. Um, but yeah, there's some other stuff I want to do, a bit more traveling, but I don't want to say traveling, but I guess being a tourist in my own city. I used to do that a little bit in the place I used to live, but not all that often because I'd done it quite a lot. Like I've been there quite a lot and I've seen a lot of things there. But whenever I do visit, I go and do some touristy type things and explore and whatever. I also take photos of the architecture because I never used to really appreciate it when I first lived there. Um, it's something you just walk past every single day and you kind of just don't notice. And now that I've noticed it, like it gives me building inspiration and I really appreciate that. So I think definitely where I live now and where I'm visiting and even all the other places I'll visit, I definitely feel like it's something that I want to see. I want to have a look at more architecture and get more inspiration. I've definitely taken more photos and it's stuff like that that sometimes you just take your surroundings for granted, and I don't really want to do that anymore. I appreciate everything around me and everyone around me, so I'm trying to definitely be more appreciative of it. Um, and that's not necessarily just a New Year's resolution type thing. That's just something that I think that's why sometimes I feel a little off or a little down or whatever. It's because I just the life I used to have and what I'm used to is gone, and I miss that. But the life I'm having now is new and exciting, and I'm conflicted because I don't know whether or not I should be happy or sad based on these things. Like I want to be happy because I'm super grateful for the life I have, but at the same time I miss what I used to have. Um and I think as the whole reason why I moved was because I felt like I was just living the same old day in, day out, sort of stuck in a jail cell, but surrounded by people I loved. And it was really hard to make the decision to not be with those people and to come live with the people I live now, even though I really love these people as well. It's giving up one group for another, basically, one place for another. I mean, lifestyle hasn't really changed all that much. I am still doing the things I normally do. It's just now I don't have uni on top of it, and it's kind of sad. Like I again, I really do love and appreciate what I've got now. I also miss what I used to have, and I know I've said that like 5 times already, but I really do. Um, so I'm definitely gonna make more of an effort to go visit all of my long distance friends. Because yeah, I don't know, it's just it's not fantastic not seeing them. And I know I have the people I live with, and I've known them very well for a very long time. So, it's not it's not like I'm on my own. Like I have these guys and we still do stuff together and whatnot, but I don't know. I feel like here we're a bit more individual and we have our own lives and we do our own thing. And I think that's because we don't have, like we don't do shared study sessions and late night crying over assignments and things like that together. That's not really a thing that happens here. So there's a different kind of bonding going on. And I don't know. I don't know. I I'm trying to be very grateful for what I have. I'm just missing what I have given up to be here. And I feel like you can have the same thing, like you can have both at the same time. You can miss the people you love and also still love the people you're with. These two things can exist at the same time. But it can get me down sometimes because there are just certain things like we as a group used to go to the bakery near, I wouldn't even say it's near, it was a little bit of a drive, but it was an adventure for all of us. And we would go together and we would get ourselves a nice little treat. And, it was just something we looked forward to. And we did that maybe once a month. And it was just spur of the moment, fun little plans like that. And I don't know, I could do that with a group here, but it would be different. And you can't, it's like when you get in a new relationship, you can't necessarily take the things you used to have from that old relationship and have it work the same way in your new relationship. And it's the same with groups of friends. You can't bring the same, well, yeah, basically the same thing. You can't bring the same ideas and activities to a different group and have it feel the same. There are definitely things I do with this group that are different to that group, and I wouldn't necessarily do those things with those things with that group, the first group. I'm confusing myself. I wouldn't necessarily do the things I do with the current group I'm living with the uni group. Like the uni group, we have one set of stuff we do, and the group I live with now, we have like another set of stuff we do. But I miss the stuff we do with uni people now, but when I was with the uni people, I miss the stuff I do with the people I live with now. So it's such a difficult place to be in, and I need to see my friends more. That's what I think. I just need to see them more and hang out with them more. And I know it's expensive and difficult to do that, but with all of them graduating one after the other, it's sort of really perfect. Because I have reasons to see them more than every 14 months. Like I can go see them every 6 months, which I know is still not enough for me. Um, but it's a start, and I'll see them more, and I'll be able to celebrate more. And yeah, I don't know. It's certainly something that's kind of been weighing on me a little bit. I don't really want to move back to that place where I used to live. Don't get me wrong, I love that place. And I am purposely being cryptic. I'm not gonna discuss where I currently or used to live, but I miss that place. But when I go visit, it kind of satiates that little bit of I miss the place, and then I'm done. I haven't explored here enough to get sick of it. Um, and I don't know, it's a place I definitely want to have a look around more and explore more and whatever. And I'm sure one day I'll get sick of it and want to move again. It's always the case with with me. I moved a lot as a child, so for me, if I get bored of a place and I can afford it, I will move. Um, and I'm very lucky to have situations where things just line up. You know, as a kid, I didn't really have a lot of choice over it, but as an adult now, I do, and I love the fact that I can do those things. I can just go, you know what, opportunities in this place aren't working. I'm going to try for opportunities here, and it works out. Like I'm very very blessed, and I absolutely recognize that. I know some people are desperate to get out of the position they're in and get to a certain milestone or place or whatever in their life, or you know, get away from where they're at. So I'm definitely 100% grateful for where I'm at and what I have. Um, and for now, I think I'm just gonna settle down. Not settle down as in like I'm staying here forever, but I'm definitely going to just take a moment to take everything in around me and appreciate it all. Um, because yeah, it can be a lot of effort and energy moving. I've moved interstate many times. I've moved within the state I live in many times. Um, or like any state that I've lived in. Um, it's just exhausting, and it is fun to like get into your next place and set it up and make it yours and homey and whatever, but at the same time I've been to people's places who are like, yeah, that's the room that my uncle used to live in and now I live in it, like that I grew up in that room, and you know, it's it's crazy to feel that way. It's crazy to look at a house and be like, multiple generations have lived here. And you can see just the level of, like, it's so homey. And I feel like, I feel sad because that's something I don't necessarily think I've ever had. But I have had so many more experiences moving around and meeting new people and all that sort of stuff. So it's kind of pros and cons. There's definitely pros and cons all around. And I am not sure as to how I feel about settling down for a very long time in a place. Um, I'm not sure I could do that. I think in order to not continually just move around and never stay in one place for a long time, I would have to travel more. Um, And I guess that's the thing about like if you move around a lot as a kid. I mean, if you move around a lot as a kid, you might understand that. You might not. You might be like, ah, no, I absolutely want to stay in one place. I'm so sick of moving. But you know, people who've lived in one place all of their life might understand wanting to adventure and be different and try new things and whatever. So I get we all have different reactions, but I'm trying to keep some stability in my life, I guess. I mean, I've lived where in the state I live now for 14 months and I've already lived in two houses. You know, it's just some people might find that insane. I lived in the last state for 5 years, I think, just about. And I lived at three separate locations, but within two of those locations I moved around like 8 times. Um, because they were uni. Um, and yeah, just constantly having to pack my stuff away and unpack it. Like, I'm kind of tired of doing that, but I also, where I live now, haven't fully unpacked. Because the people I moved in with kind of had everything already established. There was a bunch of things I got rid of or have packed away in a box and I just don't have anymore. Um, you know, when I moved, I gave away a lot of things to my roommates, and those are things that I miss having and using. So I would like to have that stuff back. Not from them. I will source it myself. But you know, like even something as silly as an air fryer. Like there was a specific air fryer I had, and that was the air fryer we made all the pizzas in, and you know, I kind of miss it. And I know that when I live in my own place, I'm more than likely to have an oven, but I want to do those little pizzas in the little air fryer. It looked like a little oven. It's really cute. Um, so yeah, I definitely think there's definitely a move coming up in the future sometime, but not for a while. I'm definitely going to be appreciative of where I'm at now. I'm very lucky for where I am. I know there's a big issue across basically the entire world with the housing crisis, and I know it's somewhat getting better, but somewhat is not enough for many people, which I understand. If you are struggling, I'm definitely recognizing that because it cannot be easy. And I know where I am. I'm very lucky. So, you know, I'm not going to, does it look a gift horse in the mouth? I don't get that quote. The other night I was thinking about that quote and I thought it was kick a gift horse in the mouth, and I was like, why would you kick a horse? Like that sounds horrible. Why would you kick a horse? And then I realized no, it's look a gift horse in the mouth. And I don't understand that, but it's better than kicking a horse. If you're kicking horses, please don't kick horses. Don't kick any animal actually. Um if you want to kick something, go to like a sparring lesson or something like that. Or a boxing ring. That's a great place to get your kicks out. Anyway, that was really random. Uh yeah, I don't know. I've had a lot of things playing on my mind recently, and I guess that was one of them. I've not really realized that it was, but it's been good to kind of let that all out and exist beyond it. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I feel better is basically what I'm trying to say. Um yeah, this little build we are coming up on the end of. It's supposed to be an off the grid house. Again, I don't do gameplay, so I have no idea if it actually is. But it's supposed to be. So there's the little generators and the water tanks. I don't remember if I upload this as off the grid or not with the trait, but one of them I do. It might have been the last video. I can't remember. One of them I do for sure. Um, but I feel pretty good about this landscaping. If you have been in any of my previous videos, you know I complain about landscaping, but this one I'm not too mad at. Like it's pretty simple and plain and boring, but I don't hate it. I don't know. It's interesting. That's what I'll say. I've definitely put some things around that I wasn't necessarily sure about, but I don't know. It's again, it's fun, it's different, it's new. Not new, but it's inspired by the world, and I feel like my landscaping does really well when I get inspired by the world around me because it makes sense. But anyway, we are getting close to the end of the video and the end of my rambles. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, please definitely let me know down below because I'm always looking to improve. Um, yeah, if you enjoyed this sort of stuff, make sure to subscribe. We come out with, I'm gonna say 2 videos a week. A video basically every single day. Um, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed my random ramblings, and if you are feeling as stuck as I am, I hope my ramblings helped you not feel as alone. But anyway, guys, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.